Even as Nicole and Anita are literally discussing Leslie finding new ways to screw them over, the woman in question is, well, she's waking up in Ted's bed and suggesting they go for round two. Unaware of Ted's latest failing as a husband, Nicole admits that she's thinking about giving him a second chance. Anita asks if her daughter really wants to reunite with him, or are you just afraid of what's next without him? As she's pondering if they really have to part because of a mistake, Ted, having booted Leslie, is looking at pictures of happier times. With his wife, to be clear, not his mistress, Eva knocks on the door and Ted hushes his lover, who wants to tell their daughter they're back together. But he makes it clear to Leslie, "You're not my woman and I'm not your man." He's going to fight for Nicole. "And I'm just some little messy side piece for you?" Essentially, yes, but what Ted seems to forget is with whom he's dealing. Does anyone think Leslie won't run directly to Nicole to spill this hot tea all over the place? Despite her best efforts, things are not going well for June at Orphe Jeans. But there might be light on the horizon for her, given that daughter Sam wants to get to know June better, even over Tyrell's extremely vocal objections. Sam tries to explain that she's a girl living in a house full of guys, and she needs a woman's perspective. By episode's end, June is getting better at her job, and Sam is arranging for them to spend time together. Fresh from Ted's bed, Leslie meets Eva at the country club for breakfast. While it seems as if Mom is going to keep her lips zipped, that proves untrue when she explains exactly why Ted didn't answer the door when Eva knocked. Ticked at her father, Eva pays him a visit. Although he's surprised that she knows what went down, Eva admits, "I'm surprised she hasn't made it a reel yet." Ultimately, Eva calls him more reckless than Leslie, because Ted knows better, whereas her mom is a loose cannon. Worse, Ted just reset her crazy button. At the country club, Anita and Nicole run into Leslie. They wonder how she's dealing with having had her membership revoked. Turns out that despite Vernon's best efforts, Leslie's still a member. How? By offering to build the club a new sports facility. Leslie's about to walk out when she pulls a Columbo move, stopping just shy of saying, "Oh, one more thing." She pulls out Ted's tie and asks Nicole to return it to him before strutting out like the proverbial cat who ate the canary. Leslie darkens Anita and Vernon's doorstep to tell them that she's going to be their new neighbor after all. The literal gatecrasher plans to tear down the Jarvis mansion in order to create a tasteless behemoth, complete with a moat and trolls modeled after Nicole, who arrives just as Leslie is exiting. Vernon picks up the phone and quicker than you can say, "Nope, not happening," has Leslie's membership at the country club rejected. But she's about to have the last laugh. How? Read on, kids. Read on. Fresh off having been read for filth by Nicole's entire family, Ted is busy getting you-know-what faced when Eva arrives. She gets him to lay down, then goes to visit her mom. The moment Eva shares that Ted is drunk as a skunk, you can see Leslie's wheels turning as she dashes out the door. 3 guesses where she's heading, and the first 2 don't count. Next thing you know, Leslie is throwing herself at Ted, and he's catching her in his arms. Perhaps because we've all been very bad lately, we start the episode with Ashley insisting that Derek accept her proposal. He demurs, saying he's not whole, but she claims not to care. During the ensuing debate, we learn that his prowess is still functioning and that she's willing to be Black Widow to your Hulk, costumes and all. Eventually, she wears Derek down. About 6 seconds after he says he'll marry Ashley, Shanice walks in and, upon hearing the news, looks less than thrilled. Why? She's pretty sure he's getting feeling back in his legs and not telling Ashley. Naomi and Jacob are surprised when their waitress at Orphe Jeans turns out to be none other than June, who is making big progress when it comes to getting her life together. Martin once again all but begs Smitty to reunite. Later, Martin tries to remain calm, cool, and collected when Samantha admits she very nearly had sex with Nathan. Ultimately, she realizes she needs advice from her mom. "Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama." Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. Haley feels pushed aside by her husband, Bill, and believes he still holds a candle for his ex, Danny Dupree. To stop this spiraling, she fancies herself a bit of an expert on the way to a man's heart. And in Wednesday's episode, Haley hatches a seductive plan to spark some jealousy in Bill. Haley has been working closely with Tomas, and by getting Bill jealous of her affection towards another, she thinks she can turn Bill's attention back onto her. In one way, she is correct. Bill will indeed turn his focus onto her, but maybe just not in the way that she desires. And poor Tomas, this can't end well. Ashley still hasn't gotten a yes out of Derek regarding her proposal, and she's not about to give up. There are so many things going wrong right now, Derek not mentioning that he can feel his legs, and Ashley seems to only think of Derek as someone she needs to look out for and protect. Is this really what Ashley wants? In Wednesday's episode, Ashley drops an unexpected bombshell on Andre. The triangle between Ashley, Andre, and Danny isn't truly over yet, not by a long shot. Chelsea decided she wanted to delete all her social media accounts in the wake of her kidnapping and rescue, noting the dangers of social media and the public. With social media now being removed from the equation, Chelsea Cat will need to find new ways to gain exposure and drive sales, keeping their name at the tip of everyone's mind. In Wednesday's episode, Anita proposes a game-changing idea to help Cat and Chelsea. Stay tuned, soap fans. More craziness and soapiness are about to push through the gates of Fairmont Crest. Leslie and Ted hooked up, and that's got to have some fallout. But will Ted care anymore? Or will he have done the one thing that cannot ever be forgiven? Don't miss a moment. Here's what went down Monday, September 15th, 2025, on Beyond the Gates. When Derek gained a fiancé and a lecture, Samantha wanted maternal musings about her crush, and Smitty pointed out Nicole's hypocrisy. On Beyond the Gates, Derek wasn't sure he had heard Ashley right. Ashley repeated her marriage proposal and acknowledged how back and forth she had been in their relationship. Derek was surprised that she'd want to marry him while he was paralyzed. "Okay, my future husband is being dumb right now," Ashley grinned. She was certain that he would thrive even if he couldn't walk, and that they would love each other even if he never moved his legs. When Derek looked back on what had drawn them to each other, Ashley remarked that part of it had been because of Derek's prowess. He was glad that at least his prowess was still fully operational. Derek said the pull had been in them chasing their dreams. Ashley's as a nurse and Derek's as a firefighter, which he could no longer be. Ashley became emotional, telling Derek there were such things as quiet heroes, which she saw at the hospital every day. "Sometimes heroism is moving a single toe today," she stated, and then a second toe 6 months later. Ashley continued that perseverance could be the truest form of bravery. She still wanted to be Derek's wife, but Derek was afraid that Ashley might be more in love with the idea of nursing him than she was with him himself. Ashley granted that she had turned down his proposal, but only because she had needed time. Now that she'd had it, she was sure marriage to him was what she wanted. "I would love to be Mr. Ashley Morgan," Derek finally said, thrilling Ashley. Shanice came in to run Derek through his physical therapy exercises and received a shock to learn that he and Ashley had just gotten engaged. After Shanice protested about Ashley's 180, Ashley conceded that she had wavered, but affirmed that she had fully realized the depths of her feelings for Derek when he'd had his accident. Shanice offered her congratulations, but once Ashley left the room, she was more upset about the real state Derek was in than she was over an engagement. "Are you going to tell her, or am I?" Shanice asked, firm. Derek acted confused, but Shanice said that her expertise meant she knew Derek was exhibiting signs of improvement. Shanice demanded to know if Derek was getting feeling back into his legs. He definitively answered no. Derek listened as Shanice took him at his word, but she was vehement that he had to report any changes in his condition immediately. Not only did PT have to be adjusted based on any progress, Shanice pointed out, but Ashley was making life-changing decisions based on his current status. Derek agreed, though he looked daunted. At Orphe Jeans, the Hawthorns entered and discussed their concern over how Chelsea was going to recover from her kidnapping. June wowed the couple by coming to their table to wait on them. She had just begun training at the diner as a server, which she noted was probably her first steady job. The new waitress proudly proclaimed that she was staying at the shelter that had been found for her. Jacob and Naomi were happy for her, and June moved on to take care of another table. As Naomi told Jacob how Chelsea had actually wanted her to represent Allison, June brought them the wrong orders and was determined to make things right when she learned of it. Soon after, June dropped a plate of food, causing her confidence to drop. When she lamented that she was no good at her job, Naomi said that first day jitters were normal. June appreciated the Hawthorns gassing her up, but she was sure she'd be fired before her shift was over. "I'm no good to anybody," she sighed. Tyrell, Nicole, and Smitty went through clothes to donate to charity. When Tyrell ran upstairs to retrieve some kicks, Smitty asked Nicole how she was holding up regarding her divorce. Nicole replied that moving on had been easier than she thought, but Smitty wanted to know if she ever missed Ted. The soon-to-be ex-Mrs. Richardson said it would be impossible not to after 30 years of marriage, but she added that she didn't miss him enough to forgive him. Smitty could relate to having difficulty forgiving a spouse, but found it odd that Nicole wanted him to pardon Martin while she wouldn't pardon Ted. Nicole didn't think their situations were all that similar, and still held out hope for her son and Smitty, who also held out hope for Nicole and Ted. Before she could comment further, Martin entered, and Smitty and Nicole exchanged thinly veiled opinions about the Richardson-Smiths' marriage. After she left, Martin was glad that they were all partaking in the clothing donation as a family, and told Smitty that he missed them as a couple. As Martin admitted that Smitty's coldness was hurtful, Smitty reminded Martin that he had asked for time to process his emotions and held fast to his request. Mr. Smith knew that Mr. Richardson had a tendency to push until he got what he wanted. Later, Samantha was about to tell Tyrell what had happened with her and the boy she had kissed, but Martin entered the room and noticed how quiet the teens suddenly became. Samantha insisted she was fine, and Smitty called Tyrell to help him get more donation items out of the attic, leaving Martin and Samantha alone. The congressman could tell something was up with his daughter. Samantha was willing to admit she needed to talk to somebody, but she wasn't sure Martin was the right choice. However, Samantha let her guard down and told him how much she liked the boy, Nathan. Martin was touched that Samantha trusted him enough to open up about him. Martin's tone changed, though, when Samantha revealed that she and Nathan had almost hooked up. Samantha explained, on the condition that Martin wouldn't be helicoptery, that she hadn't gone as far Nathan had wanted her to, and so she felt like Nathan had come to hate her. Martin admitted he'd prefer to lock Samantha away forever, but when Samantha wanted a female perspective, Martin suggested she talk to Nicole. Samantha felt that it was bad timing, considering all her grandmother was going through, and decided that the person she really needed advice from was her mother. June. Ted had drunk himself into a stupor at his hotel room after being ganged up on by Nicole and the Duprees. Eva saw his door open and got an earful about how his loyalty to the family hadn't been appreciated. She didn't know what to say as he went on that Nicole had given away the flowers he'd sent her and started lunching with Carlton. Ted slurred that he still wanted Nicole back and that he was very angry with Leslie. Eva took Ted's bottle away and advised him to take a nap. She guided him to the couch, and he lay down to sleep. At the Dupree mansion, Vernon marveled that neither him nor Anita had any engagements that afternoon, but their bubble burst when the doorbell rang and Anita predicted Leslie was on their step. Deciding that it was better to find out what Leslie was up to, Vernon allowed her in. Leslie greeted her neighbors and announced that she had been able to secure the house across the street after all. Despite the home being featured on the cover of Architectural Digest, Leslie dismayed the Duprees with her plans to tear down the existing residence and build a house from mahogany. Anita and Vernon cringed even more to hear Leslie's idea to put in a moat and a glittery garden gnome that would reflect light right into their living room. Leslie sauntered out just as Nicole entered and opted to make one of her landscape trolls look just like Ted's almost former spouse. Hearing about the shouse, Nicole grumbled that Leslie was determined to make their lives a living hell. Vernon stunned Nicole and Anita by revealing that he was already at work at counteracting Leslie. He called the president of the country club board and impressed upon him that Leslie was of questionable character. Succeeding in setting up a video chat with entire board, Vernon promised to give the man everything they had on Ms. Thomas, after which Leslie's country club membership was revoked. Nicole was glad for the development, yet still distressed about Leslie moving into Fairmont Crest. "We've got time," Vernon reassured calmly. Eva went to Leslie's apartment, where Leslie griped that she hadn't seen her daughter for a while. When Eva expressed her worry about Ted, Leslie responded, "My Ted?" Eva figured Leslie was still mad at Ted for blocking her purchase of the Dupree-adjacent house, but Leslie crowed about forgiveness. Leslie purred that Ted had only been deceitful to hide his attraction to her, even after Eva passed along how Ted was sullen over Nicole. Eva still couldn't believe that Leslie was so chipper after crying on her shoulder earlier. Leslie beamed that her comeback mode was always active at Ted. After Eva described how Ted had downed nearly a whole bottle of whiskey, Leslie suddenly told Eva she had to leave, though she wouldn't tell her daughter where she was going. With Eva gone, Leslie stared into her mirror, soaked herself in perfume, and made a beeline for Ted's hotel room, where her knock popped him out of his slumber. Still out of it, Ted could barely take in Leslie's pitch about forgiving him for pretending to give her Nicole's house. Leslie claimed that he had committed the subterfuge as a way of keeping her close, and began undressing herself. Ted instructed Dana to keep her clothes on, insisting that he loved Nicole and everything she was. Leslie gently said that Ted had to be as tired of the Duprees as her, then pulled on Ted's tie. "You know you want this," she said as she bore skin. Ted seemed to consider it, but nearly left the room, only giving in when Leslie promised to make him feel better. He shushed her and led her to his bed. Michelle Valjean, creator, head writer, and executive producer of Beyond the Gates, is previewing what's coming up on the CBS soap she created. Upcoming highlights include Thorsten Kaye, who plays Ridge on The Bold and the Beautiful, crossing over to BTG. TV Insider interviewed Valjean about the success of her creation. The scribe said it was a literal dream come true. She never expected the show to get picked up, given so many have been canceled over the last decade plus. Valjean had worked on the show for 4 years, and she was amazed to hear actors breathe life into her words for the first time. Valjean credits Sheila Ducksworth, president of the CBS Studios LACP venture, for being an immeasurable supporter of the series. "She always believed it was going to go," Valjean says. As the show moves forward, Valjean says her focus is to push boundaries while staying true to the heart of the genre. She also wants to keep viewers feeling surprised. "I see a lot of speculation online about where we're going, and it makes me smile, because a lot of the time that's not where we're going." CBS has announced that Thorsten Kaye will be crossing over to BTG. This comes on the heels of Bryton James's trip to Fairmont Crest, where he played his role as Devon on The Young and the Restless. "I loved Bryton, but because of my history on B&B, it was just really fun for me to cross Thorsten and Carla, Mosley Danny, ex-Maya, B&B. And I hope we do more crossovers." Viewers can also expect to discover that Anita and Vernon's marriage may not be on solid footing. Danny and Andre's trip could lead to shocking revelations, which will send Danny towards a promising connection with Ridge. Watch for a casting announcement that Valjean says that soap fans will like. Additionally, Nicole's journey as a single woman sends her down a path toward her longtime friend Carlton. Martin and Smitty will work to re-establish their commitment to each other. Naomi and Jacob unexpectedly find themselves on opposite sides of a major marital dilemma. Jacob's brother, Isaiah Hawthorne, hits town and immediately establishes 2 complicated relationships amidst his own family drama. Eva, Kat, and Tom's love triangle hits a fever pitch. A surprising familial connection to Haley poses a threat to Bill. Brennan Suttle joins Beyond the Gates as Nathan. Fans tuning in to Beyond the Gates on Friday, September 12th were in for a surprise and a little bit of drama. During the episode, Samantha Richardson was seen kissing a new guy, and it didn't take long for viewers to start asking, "Who is this boy? Who is this actor?" Well, Soap Opera News got the answer. The role of Nathan is being played by actor Brennan Suttle. Brennan made his debut in the final moments of the September 12th episode, and from the looks of it, this is just the beginning for both him and his character. Excited about the new gig, Brennan shared the moment on Instagram with a post that included a few stills from the episode and some behind-the-scenes shots. He captioned it, "So yes, there's definitely more of Nathan on the way, and Brennan Suttle is clearly just getting started." Brennan Suttle is an American actor born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. If his face looks familiar, it's because you may have seen him in. Before acting, Brennan was a standout athlete, playing D1 college football at Georgia State University. He also played basketball, baseball, ran track, boxed, swam, you name it. He studied at Georgia State University and brings that same dedication from sports into his acting career. Brennan is known for diving deep into his roles, training extensively, and staying grounded in his craft. His passion for storytelling and collaboration makes him a rising star worth watching. Brennan's work ethic, on-screen presence, and ability to emotionally connect to a character are already making waves. While Beyond the Gates is just one chapter in his journey, it's a big one, especially for a groundbreaking, history-making daytime soap opera like this. And given the way Beyond the Gates has teased Nathan's storyline, we're betting Suttle will become a regular face on daytime TV. Whether you're here because you were curious about who plays Nathan on Beyond the Gates, or you're already a fan of Brennan Suttle, we were all left intrigued by his debut on BTG. Photo credit, CBS. Nathan on Beyond the Gates is played by actor Brennan Suttle. He made his debut in the September 12, 2025 episode and is expected to appear in a recurring role. Brennan Suttle is known for his guest appearance on Found, a co-star role on Fatal, and several independent films, including Driver's Ed, The Bet, For How Much, and Swept. Brennan Suttle is from Atlanta, Georgia. He's a former college athlete who transitioned into acting after playing D1 football at Georgia State University. Yes, Nathan is a new character introduced in 2025. He was first seen in a scene with Samantha Richardson and is expected to be in more episodes. Keith D. Robinson just dropped the music video for his 2025 hit Forever Bay, and let's just say, things are more steamy for him and this version of Nicole than Ted and Nicole on Beyond the Gates. Joining him is none other than Daphne du Plessis, who plays his love interest in the video, just like she does on Beyond the Gates. And her character's name is Nicole in both, which feels a little too perfect to be a coincidence. The video plays out like a short film about love, chemistry, and everything in between. It starts with Keith taking a solo walk on a peaceful bike trail. Enter Nicole, who's walking the same path with a friend. The moment they pass each other, there's a spark, one of those slow-mo, lock eyes and feel it in your soul kind of moments. Naturally, he isn't about to let that moment slip by. He turns around, walks back, and asks for her number. Nicole doesn't miss a beat. She scribbles her name and digits right into the palm of his hand. Old school, bold move. We love to see it. Clearly, things progress quickly, because the next time we see them together, they are in a motel room, then later at a photo shoot, fully wrapped up in each other. The video doesn't shy away from the real stuff either. It shows the highs and the lows of their relationship. But through it all, the connection feels genuine. It's romantic, a little raw, and very relatable. The video was directed by Derek Blanks, who obviously keeps things visually stunning while telling a love story that actually feels lived in. And if you didn't already know, Keith D. Robinson isn't just your favorite actor. Outside of being a seasoned actor, he's also a seasoned contemporary R&B singer. He even made an appearance in T.I.'s Got Your Back, featuring Carrie Hilson. As for Daphne du Plessis, she's been in the soap game for years. Fans will know her as Rachel Gannon on One Life to Live, and Valerie Davis on Passions. But she's also no stranger to the music video scene. She's graced videos like Anywhere by 1 and 12, Summer Rain by Carl Thomas, I'm Still in Love with You by New Edition, and Get It On Tonight by Montel Jordan. Talk about a vibe and the right lady for this one. Watch Keith D. Robinson's Forever Bay music video featuring Daphne du Plessis below. You don't want to miss. BTG executive producer Michelle Valjean teases what's ahead for the soap as it moves into its second season. Back in May, CBS renewed Beyond the Gates for a second season. As the show approaches this new season of episodes, creator, head writer, and executive producer Michelle Valjean revealed that she is focused on pushing boundaries while staying true to the heart of the genre. She also previewed what's coming up for the Rookie soap. For Valjean, pushing boundaries means she will utilize whatever it takes, all the tools at her disposal, to take the show to the next level. We just want to keep it moving, keep it interesting, keep it flowing, surprising the audience, she recently told TV Insider. I see a lot of speculation online about where we're going, and it makes me smile because a lot of the time, that's not where we're going. It sounds like unpredictability is everything to the EP. That might be why BTG cast Jacob Hawthorne's brother. So far, Jacob and his dad, Elon, have had some interaction. Jacob followed in his father's footsteps. Elon is currently the police chief, and Jacob is a rookie detective. Hopefully, with his other son's introduction, this means we'll see more of Elon outside the precinct. Actor David Lemmy Freeby takes on the role of Isaiah Hawthorne. He is not Jacob by any means, Valjean previewed. He's the black sheep of the family, but he got a hand up by somebody that will surprise you. On top of that, Isaiah will be a new love interest for one of our lucky ladies. He's going to be a counselor at Banneker, which is a university, so he'll be the door to open up that world to us, Valjean revealed. Other than that, expect BTG to bring all the soapy things: family secrets, unexpected terms, betrayals, surprises. For one, Anita's and Vernon's marriage may not be on solid footing. What does that mean? If the matriarch and patriarch can stumble, is anybody's relationship in the Dupree family safe? Meanwhile, Bill and Haley's union is in trouble when a surprising familial connection to Haley poses a threat to Bill. Finally, Vanessa's and Ashley's worlds come crashing down around them as lies, and the death of a loved one change everything. Haley's seductive plan will stir up emotions in Bill, the Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for Wednesday, September 17, 2025, suggest that Haley's seduction plot might work after all. She ends up driving Bill wild, which is exactly what she wants to do. Haley will create a new seductive plan that could make Bill jealous, and it looks like it could work. It didn't take long for Haley to go back to her old ways. She feels overlooked lately, so she's trying to get his attention. Haley seduces Tomas. According to this week's BTG preview, she lays it on thick as she tells Tomas that she's never seen this side of him before. Of course, Bill walks in and doesn't like what he sees. What will he do next? Or will things get even messier for this couple? Meanwhile, Ashley will drop an unexpected bombshell on Andre. She'll announce that she and Derek are getting married. Andre never saw this coming. Will he get jealous? Or will he go all in with his relationship with Danny? These two couples are going to try too hard to prove that they're happy. Anita has a game-changing idea that could help Kat and Chelsea. Chelsea wants to have some normalcy in her life, but it hasn't been easy. Thankfully, she has the support of her family. Anita's idea could help change things. However, it could also lead them down a path that could have serious consequences. Hopefully, this won't lead them into more trouble. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, September 16th, hint at some bombshells on the horizon. Samantha Richardson and Tyrell Richardson will clash, while Leslie Thomas scores a win, and Nicole Richardson second-guesses something. Read more to find out what the new CBS soap will be up to during Tuesday's show. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, September 16th, reveal that Tyrell and Samantha will fight, as siblings do, and this will leave Martin Richardson and Bradley Smitty Smith teaming up to smooth the situation over. It looks like the two dads will continue to get closer because of this, but will the co-parenting incident help convince Smitty to let Martin back into their bedroom? In other news, Naomi Hawthorne and Jacob Hawthorne will help out a friend. Could this friend be June? Across town, Leslie will celebrate a win against the Dupree family, and this could be about a number of things at this point. Leslie was trying to score the mansion across the street from the family, so will she succeed at this? Or could this be about her encounter with Ted Richardson? Speaking of, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday hints that Nicole will second-guess how she's treated Ted. which will be timely considering what happened to him during the Monday, September 15th episode. Will she lean towards a reunion? This could end in disaster if she finds out what he did. As Nicole feels bad about her interactions with Ted, added teasers suggest that he'll wake up to an unwelcome reality check. Is this because he'll find Leslie in bed with him? Could this be how Ms. Thomas one-ups the Dupree family? Will Eva Thomas or Catherine Cat Richardson find them together? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Tuesday's show? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Friday's show? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Doug understandably changed his mind. Reflection, revenge, and jealousy are some of the big-ticket themes this week on Beyond the Gates. During the week of September 15th and 19th, Doug ditches his plan to ditch using Randy to get revenge on Joey. Meanwhile, Haley's plan to make Bill jealous begins, and Nicole reflects on how she's treated Ted since their marriage blew up. Is it too late for the introspection? We're going to guess this is a big yes. Last week, Ted finally let Nicole and her family know what he thought of the way he treated him post-Leslie Wrecking Ball. This week, Nicole debates her treatment of Ted. She is an amazing psychiatrist. What conclusions does she come up with? And does this mean she's finally softening towards her soon-to-be ex-husband? Since BTG's weekly video preview features Leslie and Ted potentially in bed, Nicole's reflection era may happen too late. For once, Danny is living her life, and she isn't even worrying about Haley. Meanwhile, she's living rent-free in Haley's head. While Danny and Andre are about to take an impromptu trip, Haley feels she needs to get Bill's focus back on her. This week, Haley hatches a seductive plan to spark some jealousy in Bill, and it involves Bill's birthday and Tomas. Will Bill see through this scheme? More importantly, does he only have Danny on his mind these days? Doug just told Randy he's dropping payback against Joey Armstrong. Randy breathed a huge sigh of relief since his friend's plan involved him ratting out his former boss. That was that, and all was good with the world. Until Doug went to the casino and spotted Vanessa and Joey together. As a result, we're not shocked to learn that Doug kept digging. Now he feels he has uncovered a way to make the Kano Kingpin pay for this. Is this for real? Is Doug going to make it out of this alive? He keeps poking the bear. Joey has no more patience for Vanessa's husband. What should Doug do? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.